Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to you on Unacademy. I'm Prashasti Arora and today we will be discussing about how to prepare for Indian economy. बहुत बच्चों का ये डाउट होता है that how to go ahead with preparing economy because एक set pattern नहीं है कि बस वही वही आएगा. It's very important that you look beyond the syllabus and understand the demand of what the UPSC wants from you when you're understanding Indian economy. ठीक है, तो हम पूरा syllabus discuss करेंगे Indian economy का. We will understand which of the which are the best sources that you can use for Indian economy and how exactly should you go ahead and prepare for Indian economy. Now a little bit about myself before we start this session. मैंने journalism किया हुआ है and I enjoy delving deep into current affairs and current events. मेरा जो कोर्सेवी यूट्यूब चैनल है, जो कोर्सेवी का यूपीएससी यूट्यूब चैनल है अनअकैडमी का ही, उसने उस पर मैं दूसरे सेशंस लेती हूँ रिगार्डिंग मॉडर्न इंडियन हिस्ट्री, करंट अफेयर्स, इकोनॉमी sessions, so you can have a look at that as well. And do not forget to follow me on my Unacademy profile with the name Prashasti Arora. And now you can also avail a 10% discount, additional discount, by using the code PRAS10 for the subscription. And please do not forget to follow me on my Telegram channel to get access to my the whole the schedule of the day and the timings and what my study material that I provide there. Now also a little bit of announcement before we go ahead with the session. New batches for UPSC CSE 2021, 2022 and 2023 is going to be starting on the 18th of January. So please do enroll for the same if you've not done it already. It's for 6 months batches. There's going to be prelims syllabus coverage, there'll be top educators on one platform, there'll be prelims test series with evaluation, with analysis, then there will be PDF study material, there'll be dedicated doubt clearing sessions, and there will be interview preparations as well. So these batches are your one stop solution. There's Ultimate GS 6 months batch, then there is Lux 2021, then there is Expedition 2021, which is also a 6 months batch course. And in fact NCR, and remember that these batch courses are also there for 2022 and 2023. Now in fact NCRT batches for UPSC CSE prelims is also going to be starting on the 18th of January, where there'll be batches of strengthening your basics of NCRT. Then there'll be NCRTs in Hindi, and then there will be strengthening other batches as well. So please do enroll for the batch you think is best suited for you and avail the benefits. Now let's go ahead with how exactly do we start preparing for Indian economy. Now the first thing that you have to do is that you have to know your syllabus very well. Please do not only skim through the syllabus, but go through every word of the syllabus properly in order to ensure that you understand what UPSC demands from you when you're answering the mains questions. Now this is the syllabus that is there, that UPSC has given. Now starting with the first topic, which talks about Indian economy and issues relating to planning, mobilization of resources, growth, development and employment. Now every time we start studying about economy, first we have to understand the basic concepts like growth, development, employment, and we have to understand Indian economy and what are the issues that are gripping the economy, inflation, what exactly is balance of payment crisis, trade deficit, all of that. Then talking about inclusive growth, how inclusive growth can take place and what are the issues that are arising from this particular issue. Then there is government budgeting, and in that context you have to know the jargons and the keywords that are there in the budget or that is presented by the finance minister every year. You have to know what exactly is the economic survey, how how is it presented in the parliament, how is the budget presented in the parliament, how is it passed, and what are the what is the entire procedure of the budget making, how does the government incorporate everything in the budget, and what are the new terms that are used every year in the budget. All that you have to be very very clear about. Then there's major cropping patterns in various parts of the country. You have to know the cropping patterns, the rabi, kharif, and Zaid, seasons, sowing seasons. You have to understand the harvesting seasons. You have to understand how every state has a different cropping pattern and how it changes with the weather, and you can compile a little of it with geography and understand it even better. Then there's different types of irrigation and irrigation systems, storage, transport, marketing of agricultural produce, and issues and related problems of this irrigation system and how it can be improved. Economy में जब भी आप कोई topic पढ़ रहे हैं, ensure that you give a way forward. You try and explain these are the issues and these are the solutions that are there, and what are the solutions that you are suggesting. Then e-technology in the aid of farmers. In fact, this has been in the news for a really long time, considering that drones and GPS is enabling farmers to use technology and enhance the produce that they are generating. And using modern technology in agriculture is something that every government is also pushing for. Every state government is trying to ensure that there is technology that is that comes to the rescue of the farmers, and especially with stubble burning that happened, that deteriorated the air quality very very badly in Delhi NCR and the neighboring regions. Technology becomes paramount in the context of agriculture and how it can be used to enhance the agrarian economy that India is now. Talking about farm subsidies and minimum support price. Now, this is, I think, the most important topic for now, especially in the current times where farmers are protesting because of, the withdraw, because they're scared that there is privatization of the agriculture sector. And in fact, they're also scared that the, minimum support price, which gives them the kind of security, will be taken with the new farm laws that were passed, few months ago. And in that context, what exactly are the issues related to farm laws? I've done an entire explainer on farm laws, so you can have a look at that as well. Then public distribution system, how exactly does that function? What is the criteria? What how does the government coordinate with the state governments for public distribution system? What are the objectives, the functions, the limitations? Then the issue of buffer stocks, which is the nodal agency that deals with buffer stocks. What is Food Corporation of India? What is Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs? How does it exactly in fact, we know that Food Corporation of India is the one that implements the minimum support prices, the announcement that is made by Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, which is on the recommendations of the Commission of Agriculture, and agricultural cost prices and cost. So this all you have to know. You have to know the agencies very very well. थोड़ी सी confusing हो सकती हैं. Please be very very careful when you're doing minimum support price. Which are the crops that come under it? How does it provide security to the farmers? What is the role of the stakeholders in that context? This all is something that you have to know very very well. Then technology missions, economics of animal rearing, food security. How important is food security, and especially with the context of India trying to become Atmanirbhar, under the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, how India can be self-reliant in food needs as well. How much extent can India be self-reliant in the context? In fact, India is very very self-reliant, but how some of its needs are still met by other nations, and how it can stop that. Then food processing and related industries in India. Talking about the scope, you can understand its significance and the location, the main industrial zones that are there in India. Then supply chain management. How is the supply chain in India, how does that function? Then talking about land reforms, when did the land reforms, what is the entire history of land reforms, and how the land ceiling was imposed, and or land acquisition laws, and all of that is something that you have to know here. Then talking about effects of liberalization on the economy, liberalization, privatization, and globalization. All these 1991 new economic policy, all of that background you have to know very very well. What have been the changes in industrial policy, and what are the repercussions of these changes in industrial policy. How India moved from a complete agrarian economy to slowly to the industrial and service sector. So you have to know the entire background of the effects of LPG, liberalization, privatization, and globalization. Then infrastructure, you have to know the who deals with the energy requirements. What is the agency that is dealing with the energy requirements of the country? How many ports are there? Which ports are handled by the union government, and which ports are handled by the state governments? Then roads, airport, railways, how does what are the agencies that are relating to the roads, then airports and railways, how does railway function in the country? This all also you have to know very very well. Then in the end, the syllabus talks about the investment models. Now what exactly are investment models? There is public investment model, then there is private investment model, then there is public private partnership investment models, which includes a lot of sub models, like BOT, which is build, operate, and transfer. Then there are another example of public private partnership investment model is BLT, which is build, lease, and transfer. So these are some of the examples of the public private partnership investment models. Then there is foreign investment models, and how India is dealing with that, and what is the standard operating procedure regarding that. So this was about the investment models. So essentially UPSC is not demanding, not wanting you to know a very hi-fi economy, but they're primarily focusing on Indian economy, and the basics of it, like the inclusive growth, budgeting, different types of irrigation, e-technology for farmers, then farm subsidies and minimum support price, land reforms, investment models. Also, one thing that you have to understand about when you start preparing for Indian economy is that once you've understood this syllabus, read the newspaper every day and understand from where you can cull out points for this. For example, there is a how there's a new technology for farmers, and how is it helping, who has come up with this technology, and how is it helping the farmers, and what is the long term solution to this particular economic issue, or that particular economic issue. How how for example the problem with globalization, the problem with closed economies. For example, Korea is a closed economy, so how how does that function, balance of payment crisis, and then investment, how are the investment models coming about. And so try and relate all these topics with current affairs, because as much as you associate it with current affairs, the more you hold you'll have on these topics. Because when you're writing a mains answer regarding topics on these, especially for example a question comes on minimum support price, you can start your answer beautifully by explaining the current affairs that are there, in the light of the farmers protest regarding so and so. So try and put it in perspective, try and include as many examples as possible, try and put as many keywords that are there, and try and associate it with as many current affairs as you can to make a sense of the answer even better. So this was about the syllabus. Now talking about the the sources to study from. Now if you're not from a commerce or commerce background, and if you've not touched economy before, then the best way to start is by doing NCRTs. 10th 11th 12th, अगर आपको 10th बहुत ही basic लग रही है, then you can go ahead with 11th and 12th. But try and don't spend too much time on NCRTs, because NCRTs are simply for explaining your basic points. For example, आपको वहाँ बहुत clearly अच्छे से ये जो effects of liberalization on the economy type topic हैं, या जैसे major crops वाला जो topic है, inclusive growth वाला जो topic है, ये आपको आराम से मिल जाएगा NCRTs में. But don't spend too much time on it, because try and spend a lot of time in current affairs, और उनको attach करके ज़्यादा अच्छे से पढ़ पाओगे आप. तो try and do that. And as far as books are concerned, there is Indian Economy by Ramesh Singh, and then there is Indian Economy by Sanjeev Verma. My personal recommendation is Sanjeev Verma, because the book is given in a very very simple way. मतलब उनकी जो wordings हैं वो बहुत simple to understand है, और बहुत ही मतलब crisp, और अगर आप पैराफ्रेज करना चाहें तो बहुत आराम से कर सकते हैं. इट्स वेरी वेरी इजी टू अंडरस्टैंड. सो संजीव वर्मा इज द बेस्ट बुक फॉर अकॉर्डिंग टू मी. बट इफ यू वांट टू ट्राई रमेश सिंह ऑल्सो, यू कैन डू दैट, नॉट एन इशू. एंड देन सर्वे बहुत अच्छे से करना है. इकोनॉमिक सर्वे को एक एक पेज नहीं पढ़ना है इकोनॉमिक सर्वे का, बट यू हैव टू नो what exactly was there in the survey, what were the keywords that were used. For example, Thalinomics was used in the last survey, so these words are going to come handy to you when you're writing your answers. Then budget में same thing, आपको keywords याद रखने हैं, नए jargons जो गवर्नमेंट ने इंट्रोड्यूस करे हैं वो याद रखने हैं, क्या बजट कैसे एलोकेट होता है वो आपके लिए जानना बहुत ज़रूरी है, कौन एलोकेट करता है, कैसे होता है, वो सारा प्रोसेस आपके लिए जानना बहुत ज़रूरी है. ठीक है. देन मिनिस्ट्री वेबसाइट्स लाइक मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ फाइनेंस, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ वाटर, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ पावर, ये सारी मिनिस्ट्री वेबसाइट्स भी एक बार आप स्किम टाइम एंड अगेन आप स्किम करके देख सकते हैं इफ़ यू फाइंड रेलिवेंट स्टफ फॉर योर आंसर्स. देन एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव रिफॉर्म्स कमीशन जो रिपोर्ट होती हैं उससे भी आप थोड़ा सा डेटा कल आउट करके अपने आंसर्स में लिख सकते हैं. देन प्रेस इंफॉर्मेशन ब्यूरो इज़ वन ऑफ it's one of the best ways to cull out schemes and initiatives for your paper. You can make a list of all the important initiatives, for example for farmers, for land reforms, all of that, and you can use them in your answers. And of course, I've already emphasized enough on the fact that newspapers and current affairs is your best solution to writing answers and associating your concepts of Indian economy, and understanding it in better perspective. So this was about the sources to study from. And if you have any doubt related to whatever I'm saying, please let me know in the comment section. And do not forget to follow my current events explained series that I have done. And try and follow as many current affairs as you can for Indian economy. And do not go too much into graphs and all that. Graphs and all kabhi bhi UPSC nahi पूछता है. So try and keep Indian economy as basic as possible. और in fact ये जो मैं आपको बता रही हूँ कि एजेंसीज याद रखिए, और ये सब आपको प्रीलिम्स में भी बहुत ज़्यादा हेल्प करेंगे, बिकॉज प्रीलिम्स में भी ऐसे ही क्वेश्चन आते हैं रिलेटेड टू मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस, रिलेटेड टू इनफैक्ट द रीसेंट ट्रेंड ऑल्सो शोज दैट काफ़ी सारी स्कीम्स, एग्रीकल्चरल स्कीम्स, और काफ़ी सारी एग्रीकल्चरल टॉपिक्स बहुत आए हैं. सो एग्रीकल्चर पे ज़्यादा फोकस करिएगा. ठीक है. Try and understand everything about the cropping patterns. Do not leave anything there. And farmers के लिए जो भी है उनके लिए भी बहुत अच्छे से पढ़िएगा. जो भी गवर्नमेंट ने इनिशिएटिव्स लाई है फार्मर्स के लिए, जो भी प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, है ना, और स्पेशली फार्मर्स प्रोटेस्ट के लाइट में जो फार्म लॉज के बारे में अच्छे से आपको पढ़ना होगा, है ना. सो दिस वॉज अबाउट दैट. फूड सिक्योरिटी, बफर स्टॉक्स, ये सब भी बहुत अच्छे से करना है आपको. ठीक है. सो दिस वॉज इट for this lesson. Please do upgrade from the plus to the iconic subscription if you've not done it already, because there is going to be a price hike before 25th of January. So beat the price hike and enroll for the iconic subscription right away, because this is your one stop solution to your preparations. It will help you connect with a personal coach. There'll be mains test series with evaluation. There'll be customization of your study planner. There'll be study booster sessions. There'll be workshops that you can be part of. There'll be answer writing daily, and there will be daily content that will accelerate your preparation. This is it from my side. I hope your preparations are going well. Do subscribe to an academy if you've not done it already, and use the code PRAS10 to avail an additional 10% discount. This is it from my side. See you next time.